Chasing the dream? You're gonna need a team. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Right here on my channel, I make videos for fellow professional wrestlers at every single stage of their career. And I do this because when I was starting out, for the first 3 years I was an active pro, I didn't have a mentor to guide me, nor a coach to teach me. And I really do believe that lack of access to veteran wisdom, knowledge, and experience ended up playing a significant role in my failure to achieve my ultimate career goal. And I don't want that same thing to happen to the next generation of wrestlers coming up. I don't want that to happen to anybody else. I don't want that to happen to you. That's why Till We Make It is here, and it is only possible thanks to the support of my great patrons. If you want to continue learning about professional wrestling, if you want to join the Till We Make It tribe, there's a link down below in the descriptus so that you can become part of our community over on Patreon. Check it out. Something you will hear recurringly in Hall of Fame speeches is that it takes a team, it takes a village to make a superstar. And I think that's true. If you really want to ascend to the top level in professional wrestling, you're going to need a team, a support system around you to enable that ascent. And I think there are 5 people you're going to need on your team if superstardom is the destination that you are heading for. And we're going to go over all 5 of them in today's video. That's exactly the thing this video is about. Ready? Here we go. The first person you need on your team will come as no surprise, and not just because the title card a moment ago spoiled it. It's your mentor. I talk about this at the top of virtually every Till We Make It. And to define that role a little bit, your mentor is someone who is senior to you in the pro wrestling business. They have already accomplished some of the things you hope to one day accomplish. So if you have someone you already refer to as your wrestle dad or your wrestle mom, chances are that person is your mentor. To define it even further, they're someone much further along in their wrestling journey than you are in yours. The second person you need on your team is your coach. Now, your coach might also be your mentor. They might be the same person, but they might not. In fact, I think it is better if 2 separate individuals fill those roles, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But to define the role of your coach a little bit, it is someone who can teach you new things, expand your understanding of professional wrestling, and who can fill in gaps in your knowledge. When you feel as if your blade, so to speak, has grown dull from lack of being challenged, from complacency, it's your coach which will hone that blade so that it is once again battle ready. Up third, your peer. You need someone who is at roughly the same stage of the journey as you. It is someone to compare notes with and from time to time to commiserate with. You'll remember earlier when I was defining the role of the mentor that I specified your mentor is someone much further along in their journey than you are, whereas your peer is someone who is at roughly the same stage of their career as you. Yes, maybe they are a step ahead or a step behind, but they are facing the same sorts of challenges that you are in the here and now. This next one is vital. This 4th one is what I call the rock. No. No. Your rock is the person you call up after you had the worst match of your career. And they will listen to you crying and whining, and then they will never bring it up again. Your rock is the person who goes to pick up your late arriving merchandise and still gets it to the merchandise table so that your new t-shirt goes on sale by intermission. I don't doubt that your rock could be your significant other, but it doesn't have to be that person. I can tell you though, from experience, doing the journey in professional wrestling without someone to function in this role on your team can be a very lonely slog. Last but not least is your anchor, or to build that out a little bit, your anchor to the real world. This is someone not affiliated with the world of professional wrestling in any way, shape, or form. And if they aren't even a wrestling fan, that's even better. This is someone who can offer you an objective point of view anchored in the real world, entirely separate from the insanity of professional wrestling, and they will help to keep you grounded. Are you learning something from today's video? Then please take a second and leave a like-a-palooza down below. And consider subscribing to the channel as well. When you ring the notification bell, you'll find out every single time I publish. That way, you never miss a video. So, who is not specifically named here? Your family. Now, if your family is part of your support system, if they're active proponents of your pro wrestling success, I think that's great. In fact, I envy you a little bit. But for many, their family plays no role in this team of 5, as I just outlined. My family is not part of my support system whatsoever. And in my experience, more wrestlers are in that same boat with me than are not. Also not specifically named here, your mental health professional. Now, your therapist might also function as your anchor, just as an example. However, I do think the team of 5 you're going to assemble around yourself, they need to be available to you pretty readily. And in my experience, my therapist is someone I have a standing weekly appointment with, and during that 1-hour block we have an open dialogue, but they aren't available to me 24/7. And you might want to consider filling out your team of 5 with people who are a little more readily available to you so that they can be there when you need them. A word of caution about these 5 roles: the mentor, the coach, the peer, the rock, and the anchor. There might be a stage of your career during which your coach is also your mentor. There might be a stage of your career where your rock is also your anchor. But I want to caution you against doubling people up in those roles. I don't think that will be very healthy, at least not in the long term. It's better to have 5 different individuals in those 5 different roles. And we all need support systems around us, as much in professional wrestling as in real life. And it's worthwhile to acknowledge this: those people may change during different seasons of your career. The person who is coaching you on day 1 is probably not the same person who's going to be coaching you 20 years into your wrestling career. These people, they will cycle in and out of your life during various seasons of your career, and that changeover is natural. This isn't the first video I've made that fits into the category of mental health for professional wrestlers, and having a support system is part of the topic of mental health. So if this is what you need more of right now, click on the playlist appearing on screen here. And this is a fine time to thank my loyal patrons, who you see listed over here on the side. You can join their ranks by clicking on the Patreon link, that's the orange box with a P in it, or just follow the link I have posted down below in the descriptus.